Hey everyone, New 3012 here. Welcome back to Let's Read Higurashi. It's been a little bit since I played, but let's get into it. Hopefully I can remember everyone's voice. And maybe we can get into some killing or something. It's getting way too cutesy for me. No matter what the day it held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey Keiichi-kun, tomorrow do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rena, I had inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Rena saw me lost for words and realized that I'd misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see? So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Rena's in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh really? So it wasn't meant that way. Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Me-chan! Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Wahaha. What was it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Rena flailed around completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a little bit guilty, I ruffled Rena's hair. Kidding, sorry, it was a joke. That was my fault. She really is a cute one. Oh no, Rena's cute and all, but I'm still more of a fan of Mion so far. So, screw Rena. I've already picked my future. A joke? Since when? About halfway through. Halfway? So, Kei-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start. That means... It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Oh, well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. Just quit while you're ahead, man. Just quit while you're ahead. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. So why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Rena? What were we talking about? It'd been so long that Rena had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just Kei-chan. You probably couldn't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we're playing Pin the Tail and the Donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell you from down here. Tell up from down. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes, see you tomorrow. We were thinking that Mi-chan and I could escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. God, I still really wish it gave, like, cues of who was actually talking. Still kind of confusing. That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. Jesus Christ, Mahabara. Come on. Stop it. I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. Keiichi-kun, you're not free, perhaps? While Mion and I had our rather sour back and forth, Rena peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. I'm free. Great! The trepidation disappeared from Rena's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now. Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me and compared to Rena, isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her compared to how quickly I agreed with Rena. But her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Rena forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Rena. Maybe it should just be the two of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind. Well, if Keiichi-kun is okay with that, then... I'm the one who came up with the idea. To take him wait, I'm the... Shit, Mion. I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Keiichi Mayabara. It'd be great if the two of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Rena? If we're bringing a basket, I'll make all the food. Maybe? Don't you ignore me too, Rena. I'll tell everyone that you two disappeared into the hotel district together. What? Whoa! Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow's going to be so fun. Later, Keiichi-kun. Mi-chan, bye. Good God. Did she just beat the shit out of her? Rena bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Yeah, she beat the shit out of her. Are you alright? There's over 2 meters between you guys. Since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body couldn't handle it. It'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Rena want to hit you. Or else this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happens, the result might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. It felt like it was our knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? It's very possible. Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. Oops. You can't lose to Rena. You need to train up and have a rematch. Kei-chan, you should... This old geezer will root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Rena's infallible technique. There you go. Spend more time with her. I hope we have choices, because that's all I'm spending my time with. You have received new tips. We're a mixed grade, and we don't have a uniform. I will view the new ones. And an achievement. Okay, what's this? So Rena, we're the same age. Yes, that's right. We're the same zodiac animal too. Hey, now it would be weird if we were the same age, but not the same zodiac animal. That's not true. If your birthday isn't the same, then you can have different animals, even if you're the same age. Huh? Oh, I see. Man, you're pretty smart. Haha. What month were you born, by the way, Keiichi-kun? I'm July. Ren smirked and puffed out with pride. Hey, now what's the meaning of this? She's not planning to be all high and mighty if her birthday's a wee bit sooner than mine is. Is she? Heh, don't even. It's impossible to challenge me by birthday. I wouldn't even mind you if you beat $1 per month. If you bet $1 per month. Huh? Huh? Why? Why? Rena panicked at suddenly being challenged to a wager. Given how panicked she is, I am certain she doesn't have much allowance left this month. It's just sending her into a panic about something as simple as a birthday is so fun, I can't help myself. So that means you were born in April, Keiichi-kun. What? How does she know? Am I? Right on. Too bad, Rena. I'm already far older than you, Rena. Oh, I see. Then you're the same age as Mi-chan. Well, it's just a few months. That gap will open up again soon enough. Mion snickered through her nose. Hey now, that's not something to get all high and mighty about. As if I'm the one to talk. Now that you mention it, you're in a higher grade, right, Mion? If you're into underclassmen, then I can be an underclassman from now on. What the fuck? Pichon, you're not making any sense to me. Just by seeing Rena's blushing face, you could tell she knew exactly what she meant by it, though. Then Satoko and Rika-chan are underclassmen. Their grade is so different that they should be in a different school, shouldn't they? Keiji-kun, your tastes are a bit too young, I think. You're not making any sense yourself, Rena. I'm not into them. You kidding me? Mion is the only one I care about right now. I'll just grab onto her head and scruff it up a bit. Oh, how? Stop it! What the shit are these tips? I wondered about it before, yeah. I was wondering why this school has different school years all mixed up. There aren't enough classrooms. Can't help it. This building is being rented from the forestry services, after all. When she says it like that, it makes sense. I've thought our school was strange for a while now. The schoolyard is gravel. There are rooms that aren't for classes, and there's some strange sort of construction machinery parked there. Yeah, it looks like a fucking tractor. What the fuck? Or like a bulldozer. Kids can like get hurt on that. What the fuck is this school doing? Move it! Why is it being borrowed? What happened to the real school? There was one here forever, from before the war. It got dilapidated. They closed it down. It probably was a grand old schoolhouse. Well, because of that, the students would have to attend the school in the city. That's pretty far, though, you know. Yeah, that's true. Which school would it be? Did you know there's a school if you pass by the Okinomiya train station? Turn at the hospital and head towards the pediatrics department. Good God, why are these English names hard too? God, they can't break it up into smaller stuff? What? So far? I couldn't tell where that was by the location, but I understood it was pretty far from Rena's reaction. Sounds far. Well, that's why. The guys that didn't want to commute to Okinomiya rented out the building from the forestry services, and are attending this pseudo schoolhouse here. That makes sense. About half the children in Hinamizawa go here. There are quite a lot of kids that come here on bike. Well, since they're attending this really messed up school, it might be pretty hard for them to get into the higher education. That's not true, Mi-chan. If you study properly, you can go anywhere you want. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I totally agree with Rena on this one. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's try our best. All of you try your best. This old man will be rooting for you. Not just us, you too. You should be preparing for exams, shouldn't you? Your future is bleak with grades like this. Fine, just fine. If I get stuck, then I'll just mooch off Kei-chan as he works forever. What do you mean, work forever? What do you mean? Hey, you're too loud. Be quiet during self-study. The teacher yelled at all three of us. It was completely our fault. Satsuka saw it and chortled heartily. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I stuck out my tongue at her in response. It's just as Mion says. This school has nothing to do with higher education. But it makes up for that by having lots of valuable things other schools don't. Like what? Let's look at the uniform tips. Because why not? It's only June, but it's already so hot. I could hear the Higurashi outside chirping. Me, and at night there are mosquitoes. Oh god, they do make that noise. No, I never noticed that. It might as well be summer already. My only salvation was that the mornings were still cool. Summer, I do declare. Sadako was flipping her skirt languidly. It's pretty unladylike there. Even if she was a little brat, she was still was a girl. Keiichi does seem quite cool with just a single button-up shirt. I'm so jealous. From how I see things, the skirt you're wearing looks like it would be much cooler. A girl like you wouldn't understand. Wearing jeans during this season, how steamy the crotch gets. Oh, jeans do get so fucking hot. Though I wouldn't be talking about, how steamy your crotch gets in front of like an 8-year-old child. That's just fucking disgusting. It gets steamy? This girl has gone imagining something indecent. Rinna's summer clothes have a nice, refreshing color. I feel cooler just looking at them. Haha, thank you. They really do feel pretty cool. I do wish my summer clothes were as breezy as Renna's. But Satoko-chan, your summer clothes are so cute, being a one-piece and all. I'd like to wear your summer clothes. I don't think they'd fit. It's actually quite stuffy, I do believe what you're wearing would feel much cooler. It would be so much more fun with cute clothes. I had a feeling that Rinna and Satoko's base value were fundamentally different. Speaking of which, our school doesn't have a uniform. Yeah, it doesn't. As long as they're proper, then regular clothes are fine. There are quite a few students in regular clothes. There were a few wearing uniforms, but they were all the same design and rather plain. What's the uniform they're all wearing? They're all the same. That's the city's school's uniform. It's not like there's a rule, but they're all wearing them. Speaking of which, everyone in our group is wearing a different uniform, aren't we? Did you go out of your way to get them from somewhere? Well, yes, Mion supplied to them. Michan's relatives run a second-hand clothing store. They can get school clothes from all over the country for cheap, they say. So you asked those relatives to get a bunch of unique school uniforms, then? That Mion, she probably loves using her friends as dress-up dolls. That must be a strange second-hand clothing store. I get that it's a second-hand clothing store, but stocking clothes from schools all over the country? It's pretty strange for a second-hand clothing store. No, that's the point of them, though. I mean, if schools don't have a uniform, might as well. What's the point in stocking up clothes from faraway schools they know nothing about? Yeah, I think so too. They also have used school swimsuits and PE uniforms. I don't like the idea of having used ones. Doesn't sound like that shop makes much money. They probably have Mion pitch in and help so they can make a little bit more. But Mion says it will be a big hit and become a great store. With such conviction. A second-hand clothing store that stocks schools' uniforms will be a big hit? I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, some people are into that shit, so... Nowadays it would be pretty popular. Now, let's save... End of chapter 1. Now let's continue on. As we stare at this white screen. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day Mion and Rena were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Oh, that's nice. Rena and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Kei-chan, you're late! Sorry, the show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting. Mi-chan, you just got here yourself. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of... was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Rena did make a picnic. Okay, John, after you left, Rena pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? She's been like this since last night, you know. You can take responsibility for this. Alright, I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Responsibility? For what? For what? As we both turned and slowly to look at Rena, our gazes drifted downward to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Rena we were talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess. Then, when Rena was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5. Shit. You're exaggerating. Keiichi-kun is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Ha! Let's get going. Heave-ho! Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Rena sad, got it? The only thing I could do at the moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk, bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. They were the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. Jesus. Who calls them desk jockeys? It really was a nice place. Peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Huh, good day. Good day. Oh, you would be Mayabara-kun, I believe. My 2 companions exchanged greetings with everyone we ran across. All of these passerbys even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. Ha, it's just a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume it's that Mayabara fella who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. I don't know, I hate that feeling when you run into someone you don't know, but they somehow know you. It's just a really odd situation for you. At least I think it's odd. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. So I guess he just needs to remember keep everything hidden under the bed, and everything will be fine. It's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was the old man Takezuo from the Makino bike shop? Something along those lines. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. You know the names of everyone we passed by? And even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Jeez, I just merged those two. Rena and Mion exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah. We're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there. Who am I? Haha, you're Keiichi Mayabara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately you switched over to wearing boxers. What the fuck? How does she know that? Didn't you? That's enough. Seriously, how the fuck does she know that? Okay, this is getting a little creepy. How? How does she know? I want to know! Boxers? Enough of that! Apparently there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Strike the hiding it under the mattress. I guess you have to leave the city and look there. God. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. Hell no! She fucking knows what you wear. Every day. The fuck? It's weird. Feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so, too? That Keiichi is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. The population of Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke after all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out to again the same way. "Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along." Whoops. Apparently that's a lady now. "This lady here is Fujishima-san." "Good day." "Oh my, Maebara-kun. How wonderful for you having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here?" I mean, that's nothing to complain about right there, actually. Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good. As I looked back over to Rena and Mion, they gave me a wink. "So now then, about time to have lunch, maybe? Maybe?" Rena's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man, I'll do what I can, but it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Rena, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. What? Yes. Good idea, I agree. Rena nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Whoops. Didn't mean to give her Keiichi's voice there. That's gonna do it for today. This is getting a little too friendly for me. I have to go watch something to chip myself so I can come back here. I know, I have a feeling it's lulling me into a false sense of security. Or it's all hype and there is no horror in it. Which then I'll be pretty pissed. Anyways, remember to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and see you guys next time.